But Kevin, I want to start with you because we've talked about this from all sides right here over the last 2 weeks or so. And I'm wondering, Kevin, as these students at Columbia University, some of them escalate and escalate and escalate to the point that we saw a building commandeered overnight and that flag that was flown from one of the main halls there at Columbia, how these students should be treated, Kevin, when they hit the job market. Of course, every student's not involved with this, and I'm not suggesting that. But when companies get a job application, a job resume on their desk, and it says Columbia, what should happen next?
So I teach a lot at colleges and universities, and we talk about this even before this all started. You're building a personal brand today on social media. Everything you do, everything you post, every image of you that is filmed remains in perpetuity on your file. And that matters to you because 2 or 3 years from now, when this is all over and you're asking someone to hire you, I don't care where you want to go in life, at some point you're going to need a job. I'm an employer. I hire thousands of people. Each one is an individual decision. We do background checks on everybody. And we go back dark and deep. That's what every employer does now. These are agencies that you pay for. It's very important to know what your brand is, what you represent, what you did, and what you say. I want to see these things match up on your resume. Now, if I see images of you anywhere, it doesn't have to be Columbia, it could be anywhere, burning a flag or fighting with police, I'm not saying you don't have the right to do that. That's democracy, that's free speech. But that file goes over here. And then I go to the left and I look at the next one. Maybe someone else isn't burning a flag, isn't fighting with police, and is just as good as you are. I'm making a decision.
What about Columbia students, though, Kevin, who aren't involved?
Say that again?
What about Columbia students who are not involved in the protests?
No, I treat them with the same respect, and I say, who are you? What do you represent? What does your background check look like? I don't care what institution you came from. I care, can you do the job? Where do I put you in my organization? And if your background check clears, and you tell me who you are, and it matches your background check, I'll hire you.
You did not get, you were telling me, because you were the spokesperson for the Trump, Aaron Perini, spokesperson for the Trump 2020 campaign. You didn't get jobs because you were associated with Donald Trump.
Yeah,
so I wonder what you think the right recourse here is as it relates to Columbia.
I actually think Kevin O'Leary hit the nail right on the head there. It's more about what you represent, what you have said, what you have done, and where all of that matches up. Do a background check. Look at these individuals thoroughly, but don't just lump them all in because they go to Columbia or they go to a university that has large protests like this. Because doing that, you are punishing people who have done nothing wrong.
Okay. Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House today, he spoke on this issue, or really campuses and what we're seeing around the country writ large, and here's what he had to say.
And if they don't correct this quickly, you will see Congress respond in kind. You're going to see funding sources begin to dry up. You're going to see every level of accountability that we can muster.
Got any issue with going after the funding?
Yeah, because all that does is actually push universities to respond in a way that I think disrupts students' First Amendment rights. If you look at colleges that are largely funded by endowments, for instance, if you are to pull said funding from that school, we're going to see more of those universities, push these very problematic and anti-free speech policies on their college campuses. First and foremost, I think that it matters for us not to lump all students together, as what you just said, because I do think that there are some instigators who've come on college campuses, and we've seen those people removed. By and large, these are peaceful protests. So to quell student voices, and this isn't new. We saw student protests in the 60s. We've seen student protests in this country over and over and over again. The reaction here is a lot.
Nothing changes at Columbia unless you go after the money, right?
Absolutely, and I actually think the private sector and high donors are going to matter much more than even the federal dollars, because that's going to be very difficult. And we know it's never going to pass the Senate. But the private donors that said they were taking their money out of Harvard and now Columbia and various other universities, that's going to hit them more than anything else.
I mean, I think ultimately nobody has a right to government money. If you accept government money, then there are certain conditions and certain standards that you have to live up to, and lawmakers have every right. In fact, it is their responsibility to keep up with that.
Thank you for watching, and make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below, to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.